Magandang araw mga bata. Ako si Sir Benny Marquez, ang inyong guro ngayong araw na ito. Ang ating asignatura ngayong hapong ito ay MAPEH 6, Music. Okay. Before we start our lesson, let's have a review. Write true if the statement is correct. If it is false, change the underlined word to make the statement true. The simplest of all musical form is called rondo. Is it true or false? The answer is false. Correct answer is binary. Number 2, ternary. Ternary form is called AB form. Is it true or false? The answer is false. The correct answer is AB or ABC form. Number 3, the binary form has 3 sections. Is it true or false? The answer is false. Correct answer is 2. Number 4, this sign means coda. True or false? The correct answer is true. Number 5, this sign means G clef. True or false? The answer is true. Okay, children, do you like playing musical instruments? What instruments do you want to play? Our lesson for today is about Western orchestra instruments. The Western orchestral instruments. The modern Western orchestra first developed in Europe over a period of several centuries. But in modern times, it has become widely adopted all over the world. Various types of bands, smaller ensembles, composed mainly of orchestral instruments are also very popular. So many people are familiar with the orchestra section. Method of classifying musical instruments. Here are the sections of the orchestra and the instruments commonly found in them. Orchestra. The word orchestra refers to the area in front of the ancient Greek stage used by both performers and musicians, or refers to the group of musicians playing different kinds of instruments. Now, here are the sections of orchestra. The typical sections of the orchestra is divided into 4 groups of families of instruments: the string, the woodwind, the brass wind, and the percussion instruments. Our instrument usually played by strumming, plucking, or bowing. They are often referred as the strength of character of the orchestra. String instruments include the violin, viola, cello, and double bass. Our first string instrument is violin. Violin is the smallest but with the highest pitch string instrument with 4 strings. It is played by moving the bow across the strings and may also be plucked strings by the fingers. The violin is also known as the heart of the orchestra. This is the picture of the violin. Our number 2 string instrument is called viola. Viola is slightly larger than the violin and has thicker strings. It produces a warmer and richer sound than violin. Now children, this is the picture of viola. Children, our third string instrument is the cello. Cello is bigger than a viola but smaller than double bass. Strings are tuned in perfect fifths. The cello is played by bowing or by plucking the strings. It is held in between the knees while seated. Now, this is the picture of cello. Class, our number 4 string instrument is called double bass. It is the biggest and has the lowest pitch in a string family. The strings may be plucked or bowed while the player is standing because of its large body. This is the picture of double bass. Now, number 5 string instrument is called harp. It is made of 47 strings. It has a wide range of pitches and can produce both very low and very high sounds. Its keys are tuned to the white keys of the piano. Okay, class, this is the picture of the harp. The next section of Western musical instrument is called woodwind instruments. These instruments are played by blowing air through the reed of the mouthpiece. Tunes are produced by covering the finger holes. Some of the woodwind instruments includes piccolo, flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon, and saxophone. Our number 1 woodwind instruments is called piccolo. It is the smallest woodwind instrument and produces pitches that are an octave higher than the flute. Now, this is the picture of piccolo. Our number 2 woodwind instruments is called flute. It can produce high-pitched sounds in a rapid succession. It can be made of metal, plastic, or wood. It is also known as edge-blown wind instruments. And this is the picture of flute. Our third instrument is called oboe. It is considered as the most expensive woodwind instrument and has 2 reeds in the mouthpiece. This is the picture of oboe. Our fourth woodwind instrument is called clarinet. The clarinet is a woodwind instrument with 1 reed and only can produce a wide range of low to high notes with versatile sound. This is the picture of clarinet. Number 5 is called bassoon. It is the biggest and lowest pitch in the woodwind family. It can produce a comic and unique sound. That is why musicians called it as the clown of the orchestra. And this is the picture of bassoon. Number 6 is saxophone. Saxophone is a woodwind instrument made of brass and played with a single reed mouthpiece. And its sound is in the middle of woodwind and brass sections. This is the picture of saxophone. Now, our third section for the Western orchestra instrument is called brass wind instruments. They are made of metal and brass. They are also known as lip vibrated instruments. They are made of brass, metal, or silver alloys and sounds produced by blowing air from the mouthpiece. Different tones produced either sliding or by pressing their valves. Our first instrument is trumpet. Trumpet is the smallest instrument that plays the highest pitches, and it is played by blowing air in its cup-shaped mouthpiece and pressing the valve to change the pitch. Now, this is the picture of trumpet. Our second instrument is trombone. It is the only sliding instrument that shifts pitches in any key, and its pitch is a little lower than the trumpet. And this is the picture of the trombone. Our third instrument is called French horn. French horn is a spiral-shaped instrument with a large bell at each end. It produces mellow sound and played by blowing air into a funnel-shaped mouthpiece. And this is the French horn. Our next instrument is tuba or tuba. It is the biggest and has the lowest pitch in the brass family. Sound is produced by vibrating lips into its cup-shaped mouthpiece. And children, this is tuba. Our next family of Western instrument is percussion instruments. The percussion instruments are essential in terms of adding color to a musical composition. These instruments produce a variety of sounds that give special effects in a composition. Some percussion instruments are played by shaking, striking, tapping, or beating. Our first percussion instrument is snare drum. Snare drum provides a rattling sound in a composition because of the metal wires attached diagonally at each bottom head. Children, this is the snare drum. Our next instrument is timpani. It is a single drum head that has a definite pitch. It is often called as kettle drum because of its shape. Okay. Grade 6, this is timpani. Our third instrument is bass drum. The bass drum has the lowest pitch in the percussion family. Its low and deep sound is produced by striking its head, a stick, or mallet. Grade 6, dear pupils, this is the bass drum. Number 4. Our number 4 percussion instrument is called cymbals. Cymbals are pairs of round plate-like instruments clasped together or played by striking them with a beater. Okay, class, this is the cymbals. Children, identify the instruments according to their classification. Write whether string, woodwind, brass, or percussion. Now, let's look at the first picture. Class, what do you think about these instruments? Is this belong to woodwind, brass, percussion, or brass instrument? What's your answer? How about this second picture? What do you think? Is this instrument belongs to brass, woodwind, string, or percussion instrument? Now, let's look at the third picture. Okay, class. Do you think this picture belongs to string, brass, woodwind, or percussion instrument? The next picture. What do you think about this one? Is this instrument belongs to string, woodwind, brass, or percussion instrument? Now, what are the classifications of musical instruments? Okay, we have 4 classifications. The first one is string, number 2 is woodwind, third one is percussion, and the last one is the brass. Now, let's try to hear you. Give the sound of the following musical instruments. This is the first instrument we have. What do you think is the sound of this musical instrument? Can you please give me the sound of this instrument? Okay, very good. Next one. This instrument. How about this one? Do you know how this instrument sounds like? I want to hear it. Make it louder. Okay, very good. The third one. Ooh. This instrument belongs to what? Brass instrument. What do you think is the sound of this instrument? Can I hear it? Yes, you are correct. Correct. What are the sections of the orchestra? Can I hear it again? So, the sections of the orchestra are the string, woodwind, percussion, and the brass. Okay, class. Now, our lesson is done. We have now our evaluation. This is the direction. Identify the following orchestra instruments. Write S if it is string. Write W if it is woodwind. Write P for percussion and B for brass. Okay? Do you understand? Number 1, marimba. What do you think? Does this belong to brass, percussion, woodwind, or string instrument? Number 2, viola. Is it string, brass, woodwind, or percussion instrument? Number 3, clarinet. Is clarinet belongs to brass, woodwind, string, or percussion instrument? Number 4, timpani. Is this instrument belongs to string, woodwind, brass, or percussion instrument? Number 5, saxophone. A saxophone belongs to string, woodwind, brass, or percussion instrument? Number 6, cello. Does this belong to string, woodwind, brass, or percussion instrument? Number 7, tuba. Does this belong to string, woodwind, brass, or percussion instrument? Number 8, oboe. Is it string, brass, woodwind, or percussion instrument? Number 9, cymbals. Is this instrument belongs to string, woodwind, brass, or percussion instrument? Number 10, trombone. Is this instrument belongs to string, woodwind, brass, or percussion instrument? Okay, children, let's check your answer. For number 1, marimba. Is it percussion, woodwind, brass, or string instrument? The answer is percussion instrument. Number 2, viola. What do you think? Is it string, percussion, brass, or woodwind instrument? The answer is string instrument. S. Number 3, clarinet. So clarinet is a woodwind instrument. So the answer in number 3 is W. Number 4, timpani. Timpani is a percussion instrument. The answer number 4 is letter P. Number 5, saxophone. Saxophone belongs to, correct, woodwind instrument. Number 5, the answer is W. Number 6, cello. Cello belongs to, you are correct, string instrument. Letter S. Number 7, tuba. Number 7 instrument is what? A brass instrument. Letter B. Number 8, oboe. Oboe belongs to woodwind instrument. The answer is letter W. Number 9, cymbals. Cymbals is a kind of a percussion instrument. Letter P. And last but not the least, number 10, trombone. Trombone is, correct, a brass instrument. The answer on number 10 is letter B. Class, for your assignment, watch a YouTube video about different musical instruments used in Western orchestra to find out the actual sounds of every instrument. That's all for today. Thank you and God bless.